beautiful initiative taken by LAJA, Nai Soch, Naya Safar. This is not a theme or a title for me. This has been my journey, my lived experience, and my story. While I was growing up, I often heard the elderly women in the family talk about their aches and their pains and their illnesses, and these would be accompanied by statements like, बुढ़ापा आ गया है, बुढ़ापे का शरीर है, अब ये सब तो चलेगा, बुढ़ापे में अब हम क्या ही कर सकते हैं. And this something of this kind did not resonate with me. As a child, I used to wonder, isn't there any other way to grow old where you are physically fit, mentally alert, emotionally resilient? This perhaps was the seed of the Nai Soch in my mind as a child. As I grew up, I started to explore what it is that can help me or help somebody else also to age gracefully. And it led me to the fact that to age gracefully, we need to have a different mindset, a different choice, and definitely a very different approach to life. Life went on, and here I would like to just ask you, how many beliefs about age, about health, about what is possible have all of us accepted? Not because they are true, but because we have heard them repeatedly. We have accepted them somewhere. Around the age of 45, I was struck hard with the midlife crisis. Kids had grown up. My job as a homemaker was almost nil now. I was facing an empty nest. The question was, now what? I wasn't qualified professionally to take up any conventional job. I really didn't know what could I do. And every day in the morning, a question stared at me blank on my face, stared at me. What next? What now? This led to a lot of frustration. I went into depression, and I used to get very irritated, small things would trigger me off. And I came upon a book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, by my very favorite author, Dr. Wayne Dyer. This book, I read it and I implemented it to the T, and it was the turning point of my life. I had to have a purpose. I had grown up in boarding convent schools where life was very regulated, very disciplined, and we had to conduct ourselves in a certain manner. How we stand, how we walk, how we talk, what kind of etiquettes on the dining table, etc., etc. And that had become a part of me, like it was just me. The clarity came. This is what girls want. This is what I can give to the girls, young girls, so that they are groomed well, they have confidence, and they can face challenges in life. I started grooming workshops. I created a curriculum, and I invited girls, neighborhood girls, family girls, come on, we'll have this workshop. I also invited some professionals. Usual जैसे होता है, साड़ी ड्रेप करा दो इनको, सिखाओ अच्छे से, मेकअप सिखा दो, body posture, body language सिखा दो. While all this was going on, I found something was terribly missing. The girls may appear very confident, wear expensive dresses, do wonderful makeup, look beautiful, but something inside was not resonating. It was not matching with the outside world that they had created, or I had helped them to create actually. And this led me to another thought process. We need to have effective communication. Effective communication not only from the outside, but what is going on internally. What is this dialogue here? What is the narrative being set? Because even if the girls are dressed well, the internal dialogue is going on like, am I good enough? Self-doubt. Self-talk is going on inside. Fear is there. I'm not able to take decisions. And so, at the age of 49, I stepped into creating a program for effective communication. This was another turning point, another nai soch, another naya safar for me. Now, when I prepared my first curriculum for the workshop, I announced it in the paper. Believe me, I was nervous. Why would people come to me? Why would they trust me, pay me and come and listen to me? Nobody knew me. This was in 1998. And I went to a cousin of mine, a great motivational speaker, and I said, what do I do now? So he said, let's find somebody who is very proficient in communication, who has a name, and invite them over. So we started looking up dictionaries and found two wonderful people who had made a name in communications. I would love to name them because I'm deeply honored that they were there. And they agreed to come. They supported me with their expertise, and they joined me to conduct sessions for my workshops. What lesson I learned here was, it's okay to ask help. Seeking help is not weakness, it is wisdom. I think Radhika very beautifully also mentioned the same thing. We don't have to feel that how do I go and ask help from somebody? Or, I know it all, why should I ask help? No, we don't know it all. Accept the fact and go ahead. These workshops led the participants to go and tell their organizations, the big MNCs and bigger companies that they worked for, that why don't you invite Aruna Mookhey for business communication and business etiquette for the new interns when they have the 2-day orientation programs. And so I got a call from one of the largest companies I could think of. And now came another question. This presentation has to be very professional. I can't be just talking to somebody in a casual way and giving gyan. Again, I went to my cousin. How do I now create a very professional presentation? No PPTs in those days. So he said, you know what, you have to now prepare slides which will be projected. How do I do that? He said, I'll introduce you to a photographer, you click pictures and all that. I was learning on the way. I was not qualified to conduct workshops and training programs, but I was so passionate about it that I was learning and enjoying actually. And then of course we created this, and word of mouth started spreading. A lot of corporates started to call me, and the call would be, can you conduct a workshop on stress management? Would you be comfortable in time management, team building? And I would say yes. After saying yes, rush to a bookshop, immediately make notes, do my research, create another program. And this way it went on. There was no marketing strategy, only consistency, credibility, and of course my passion. At the age of 74, I reinvented myself. Like an eagle who sheds its feathers and prepares to rise again. I shed my old beliefs, my old patterns, my old coaching ways, and enrolled myself in various courses where global leaders were going to coach, and learned their ways, understood their energy levels and how to conduct workshops, incorporating everything into my coaching program, which were now one-on-one coaching and preparing individuals. So my mission became to reach out to 1 million individuals and help them to become aware of themselves, to become confident in communication, to manage relationships, conflict resolutions in the corporate world. And that is what I look forward for. My dear friends, ladies, think about it. If age was no bar and there were no limitations, what is that one habit or decision you will give yourself permission to change? Today, I stand in front of you at the age of 76. I go to the gym. I look after myself. People ask me, what is the secret of all this energy and so much of you have good health? Well, it's very simple. I lead a disciplined life. I go to the gym. I do my yoga. I meditate. Most of all, I love and respect the woman I see in the mirror every day. And that has been the core factor in what I am and who I am today. Standing before you, living a life without any medication. I leave you with one thought. Age is something. It does not add years to you, to your life. It adds years to your life, sorry. But the new soch and the naya safar will add life to your years. I leave you with this. Thank you so much. And thank you for listening to me so attentively. Thank you.